off a little bit over this way. It can be off-centered from the bed. It doesn't have to be exactly in the center of the bed. It could be slid over one way or another, depending where my floor joists are and all that, okay? Then I just have to fish a wire. And I remove that, cut the box out, and I'll show you how to do all that. So I'm gonna have a hole up there with some wires. I'll shove the wires out of the way after I turn them all off. Then I'm gonna have a hole there, right? That I can fish a wire through there. But I'm gonna have to, where this hole is here, I'm gonna take the Romex wire and I'm gonna shove it up there and try to fish it over there. I also have a metal fish tape. And so I may have to do some probing up here and hold my fingers just right and do a little praying and find a few cuss words and try to fish my wire from this location over there. I don't really have to fish it that far, do I? And if I can just get it over there far enough so I can take a little piece of wire with a hook on it and hook it, or I can reach my hand up through there and reach around and see if I can feel it and do some more probing, try to get it over there, try to fish it in between those floor joists, in between, even if the floor joists are going this way, if I can go through the metal gussets this way and just get it over to there. That's all I have to do. My wire's not going to be that long, is it? It's only going to be from here to here. That's probably, what, 8 feet, less than 8 feet? And so that's all I have to do. Then I can bolt it down to here. I can run the wire down here, put it up through here, push this back up, screw it up there, bring the wires down, put it into a cut-in box, and there's probably only 2 wires going in here. Chances are there's power going in and power going out to the next smoke alarm. Power in, power out, going to the next smoke alarm. Power in, power out, going to the next smoke alarm. So chances are I'm going to run into 2 Romex wires up there. And then if I add a third one, I'm going to have 3 wires up there. 3 blacks, 3 whites, 3 grounds. And then I'm going to have enough room for my little connector that's on the back side of that gets wired up into there. I'll show you all that, okay? And that's what my cut-in box is for. And I think I can use this one here, okay? But if you run across something like that and you got 3 or 4 sets of wires up there, then you're going to be hard-pressed to fish them all into this box. Now, granted, you probably could because you don't have an electrical outlet up there or a light switch or anything like that. But if you want to get the deeper box, this is called an old-style box, and it's a cut-in box just like that one. It's just deeper, see? Now I've got plenty of room. And this will just push right up there. This one costs about $1 more than that one. And so I got 3 ceiling fans to do. Once I do this one, I got 2 more ceiling fans to do. Same type of thing with no power switch. And I don't know. I'm still scratching my head. Years ago when they built this house, it's still a nice house. It's only 20, it was built in the 2000, 2001. I would have thought, even if the builder doesn't want to install a light fixture up here, usually there's a light fixture up here, or there's a ceiling fan, or the light fixture, and they've wired it such to where you can take that out, and if you want to put a ceiling fan up there, you can, and the box is going to be heavy enough to install a ceiling fan up there, and maybe they just have a light fixture up there. Maybe they just have a blank plate up there, and you're like, you get in your house, oh yeah, that's for a light fixture, if you want to put a light fixture up there, if you want to put a ceiling fan up there, but at least it's wired for it, and it's located up there and all that kind of stuff. You don't have to worry about any of this stuff. But this house, come to find out, all the bedrooms except the master bedroom, no light fixture up here, no ceiling fan up here, and of course, every place Momi, my wife, wants me to put a ceiling fan, of course, is set up exactly like this. No power for a light switch, or for a light fixture, or for a ceiling fan. So I'm going to have to do it the same way. So I've got 3 cut-in, I got 3 pancake boxes here. You see here I got 2 more in here. I got 2 more there, and I've got 3 cut-in boxes of the deep ones and 3 of the small ones. I'm pretty sure I'm going to use just the short ones. And in this back bedroom, there might just be one set of wires going to that one. Who knows? I'll only know once I get up there, okay? And that's how I'm gonna do it. And I'm gonna put a whole video series together for that so that you can feel comfortable. Even if you've never done electrical before, even if you've never installed a ceiling fan before, I'm gonna go step by step on how to do this, because if I can do it, an average Joe, you can do it too, okay? So there you go. I hope you learned something on this video on how you're going to install your next ceiling fan. I'll talk to you next time.